I'm Ann Wilson.
And I'm Nick. And you're watching Bandkind.
That's awesome. I love it. That was so in sync.
Hi, I'm Nick, and we are literally backstage at the Giant Center in Hershey. Oh my goodness. I'm with Ann Wilson, and she's here tonight with Cain and Casting Crowns. It's going to be a big show.
I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
Good
Good to see you too. It was fun because I was walking through the backstage area and I got to see your book.
Oh,
so you have some already printed.
Yes, I do. It's the special keepsake edition. It's so exciting.
That's amazing. I can't even imagine writing a song like My Jesus. There's so much packed into it. And then for this to turn into a book is probably gives you a lot of breathing room, doesn't it? Tell me about it a little bit. It's 200 pages.
Yes.
What?
I know. You know, when I released My Jesus and I started to see the impact of the song and how much it was impacting people, I felt like there was a need to release a book and deep dive into the story of the song and how it came about and what God did in my life. And then I felt like it was even more than that. It was writing the book from my childhood up until now, because God was preparing me for what I do now, my whole life. So I really felt called to write the book, and it was so fun getting to do so. It was hard, having to go back and relive some of the pain that I went through with my brother, but it was also super healing at the same time, and it was just a really fun experience. And so yeah, I'm excited about this book, My Jesus, and it expands so much on the story behind the song, but then just goes into detail of all that God did in my life. So I'm excited
It's
about
like the whole foundation of what you are.
Yes.
And who you are on stage.
Yeah.
I talked to Mark Hall, and he was talking about the early days of Ann Wilson and how you had come in to lead some worship at their church.
Yes,
their camp.
last year.
What was that like?
It was so fun. I've only been out as an artist for a year and a half, so it's still so recent. And it's just so crazy, but yeah, that was a really fun experience. And I remember just being so I was such a fangirl because I grew up listening to Casting Crowns and went to see them in concert. So it's really cool to be on this specific tour with them, because I grew up going to see them in concert. And then I remember in 2000, I think it was 18, I went to see Austin French, Zach Williams, and Casting Crowns. And
Unreal.
now to be in that opening slot years later is so cool.
Dream come true.
Yeah.
Well, it's so great tonight. She is going to share. How many songs are you going to share tonight?
5.
Okay.
Yes.
What is an absolute have to have in your playlist, in your set list?
And my set list, probably No Place Like Home. This next song that I'm going to share with you guys is my favorite song I've ever written, ever been a part of. It's a song about me and my brother and our memories together at our farm in Kentucky. And I hope it blesses you tonight. This is called No Place Like Home. Couldn't wait for Friday 3 p.m. You picked me up, we were gone. Truck tires on the dirt road. Kentucky hills out the window. Didn't stop till we got to Wilson Farm. We were kings and queens, the world was ours. Running wild through the wheat fields, thinking this is how free feels. Laughing as we go. There's no place like home. And up the high point mountain we would climb. You tell me your dreams, you tell me mine. Wonder if you ever knew how much I was looking up to you. You played me all your favorite songs while you let your little sister tag along. No, but I'm glad you did. I wish we were still those kids, laughing as we go home. There's no place like home. Trouble in time is it won't slow down. I wish it would. Trouble with the furthest I can bring you back, but I wish I could. But I look about the stars and I'm missing you the most. This aching in my heart is what reminds me that there's no place like home. Still take the same old Friday drive, pretend you're right there by my side. I'm high pointing out you, but it ain't the same without you. Preacher talks about a better place where all our tears will be wiped away, even for this brokenness, and more longing for the ones we miss. But you already know that there's no place like home. The trouble with time is it won't slow down. How I wish it would. Trouble with burdens I can't bring you back. God, I wish I could. But I look by the stars when I'm missing you the most. And this aching in my heart is what reminds me that there's no place like home. I stop by to talk to you today, touch the stone where you were laid, right next to Grandpa's barn. But I know that somewhere you are, it fills my heart with hope. 'Cause there's no place like home. It's a really special song about me and my brother and our memories together at our farm, and it really just invites the audience into my story and what God did in my life, and you kind of feel like you know Jacob by the end of the song, and it's just really sweet. So it's my favorite song of the night. Excited about it.
Very, very powerful.
Yes.
Well, tell me about your sister. As I'm sure she read the the early drafts of your book, right?
Yeah, she did.
And so what did she think of all this?
She really loved it. She was a huge part of actually writing the book. Me and my French teacher from high school wrote the book together, which is crazy. So we didn't use someone from Nashville. We wanted to use my French teacher from high school. That's always meant a lot to me. And so we worked together on this book, and what's really cool is that she actually interviewed my sister, mom, dad, Jacob's friends, everyone that was close to Jacob to write the book. And so my sister was a huge part of the writing of the book and sharing memories that I was too young to remember and giving a different perspective on things. So it was actually really powerful. And I think we read the book probably about 6 times fully through before submitting it. And me and my family would read it together and we'd just weep and weep and weep. It was so sad, reliving some of those memories, but it was also so sweet to look back on them. So my sister loved getting to do that, and I think just being a part of the story. I mean, she is a huge part of the story. She's my sister, and so it was really
stylist.
Yes, my stylist. Yes,
I love that.
Thanks. She's awesome.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, I was talking earlier with Mike Weaver of Big Daddy Weave, and he was talking about the loss of his brother, and then I think about the loss that you've had, and Toby Mac losing his firstborn son, and I feel like there is a collection of stories, literally, that are coming out of this to help people heal.
Yeah.
Do you think that My Jesus, the book, From Heartache to Hope, do you feel like that allows people to journey along with you and match their story with yours?
Yes, I think it's really interesting because this book is not just for people walking through loss, but it's for everyone in every different walk of life and every different circumstance. And a huge part of that, though, is loss and what you go through in this life and on this earth. And so I really do think it takes you on a journey from your early days of childhood, where everything was bright and happy and great, and your imagination is running wild, and then you get older and you face reality and you face the troubles of this world, but then there's the hope of Jesus in the midst of it. So it's a really interesting story that takes you on a journey, but it's also super relatable. And I wanted to end each chapter with, it's called A Note from Anne, and so it's basically kind of a devotional wrapping up that chapter. And so it's a really hey, you can relate with this piece of, you know,
Wow.
encouragement for you at the end of each chapter. So,
Wow.
but yeah, it definitely takes you through a journey as you read this book, and but it always ends up, each chapter ends up wrapping up in hope, in the hope of Jesus and the hope that we have in Him. So,
Oh my gosh. Ann Wilson,
So excited
her
about it.
debut book. And Matthew West, he did the foreword.
He did, one
So,
of my best friends.
Tell me about your relationship with
Yes.
Matthew West and how he was
Yeah.
able to do that foreword for you.
So I grew up going to his concerts, went to Winter Jam, saw him on there, you know, a few years in a row, met him at the merch line, all that, and loved him. And then basically we started writing together in 2019, and we've written together for 4 years now, I guess, and just became super close through writing songs. We wrote My Jesus together, Hey Girl, No Place Like Home, basically a whole record we wrote together.
Yes.
And he's been a really good friend, and so we asked him if he'd be willing to write the foreword for the book, and I couldn't think of anyone more perfect to write the foreword. He's watched me go from, you know, 16, 17 years old with braces on to fully completing a record and putting out my first single and it going number one. And he's really been a really good friend for me through every milestone. And so it just made sense for him to do it, and I'm so honored. And he shares a little bit of his heart behind meeting me and our relationship and how we work creatively together. So you'll need to check it out. Yes.
It certainly will be a long-term writing relationship, I know.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We're here with Ann Wilson. She's going to get ready to get on stage and perform for the people.
I can't wait. It's
so
gonna be
great
awesome.
to see you.
It's good to
And
see you.
I'm going to be singing right along.
Oh, I
Hey
can't
Girl,
wait.
right?
Yes,
How's that one
Hey
doing
Girl.
live?
It's good.
Oh,
People
I love
love
it.
it. So can't wait.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you. Good to see you.